The rain stopped, and that's when we found Martinez. Not the smell of the jungle. That came after. First was Martinez, or what was left of him, hanging in the trees where the claymore had thrown him. 3 days dead in 100-degree heat. The rain had been washing over him, and when it stopped, the smell hit us like a wall. That's what I think about when people ask me about Vietnam. Not the firefights, not the heroism, not the politics. The smell, the jungle after rain. How it smells like rot and life and death all mixed together. How you can't separate them anymore. My name is Specialist Marcus Thompson, 25 years old, from Oakland, California. I was a rifleman with the 1st Infantry Division, the big red one, stationed in 3rd Corps, somewhere northwest of Saigon. I don't remember the name of every village we operated in. They all looked the same after a while. I got drafted in 1968. Just finished community college, working at my uncle's garage. Had a girlfriend I was planning to marry. Then the letter came. Draft notice. Report for induction in 30 days. My uncle told me to run to Canada. Lots of guys were doing it, he said. Nobody would blame me. My girlfriend said she'd wait for me, said we'd get married when I got back. I went. Not because I believed in the war. I didn't. Not because I thought we were fighting for freedom or democracy or stopping communism. I went because I didn't know what else to do. Because running felt like quitting. Because I was 22 years old and stupid. Basic training at Fort Ord. They taught us to shoot, to march, to follow orders. They didn't teach us about the jungle, about the heat that never stopped, the rain that came like a wall of water, the mud that sucked at your boots and never dried. They didn't teach us about the smell. I shipped out in January 1969. Flew from California to Saigon on a commercial airline. Stewardesses serving coffee like we were tourists, not soldiers heading to war. Landed at Tan Son Nut Air Base, stepped off the plane into heat like I'd never felt. Like walking into an oven. Like the air itself was trying to kill you. They assigned me to Charlie Company, sent us north to operate in the Iron Triangle. Search and destroy missions, they called them. Walk through the jungle looking for the enemy. When you find them, kill them. When they find you, try not to die. Martinez was my squad leader. Staff Sergeant Carlos Martinez from El Paso, Texas. On his second tour, veteran, knew the jungle like he'd been born in it. He told me the jungle would kill you faster than the enemy if you didn't respect it. He was right about that. Nothing prepares you for the jungle. The heat first. 100 degrees, 110 degrees, humidity so thick you could drown in the air. You sweated through your uniform in minutes, drank water constantly and still felt dehydrated. The weight of your gear, rifle, ammunition, grenades, rations, water, everything, crushed you down until every step was agony. Then the terrain. Not like the jungle in movies, clear paths, visibility, easy movement. Real jungle is thick, impenetrable, hostile. Triple canopy overhead blocking out the sun. Vines and bamboo and wait-a-minute thorns that caught on everything. You cut your way through with machetes, making noise that told everyone where you were. The mud was worse. Vietnam has 2 seasons, wet and dry. During the wet season, everything is mud. Thick, clinging, endless mud that got into everything. Your boots, your rifle, your food. You'd pull your boot out of the mud and it would try to keep it. Sleep in mud, eat in mud, fight in mud, die in mud. And the rain, not like rain back home. In Vietnam, when it rains, it's like God opened a faucet. Solid sheets of water, hours at a time, sometimes days. You'd be soaking wet for weeks. Your skin would rot, fungus growing in every fold and crevice. Jungle rot, they called it. Infections that never healed, sores that wept constantly. But the smell, that's what stays with you. The jungle smells like life and death having sex. Rich, thick, organic smells. Rotting vegetation, flowering plants, animal dung, stagnant water. Beautiful and horrible at the same time. During the rain, the smell would fade, washed away temporarily. Then the rain would stop, the sun would come out, the heat would return, and the jungle would exhale, releasing all those smells at once in a wave that hit you like a physical force. That's when we found Martinez, June 14th, 1969. We'd been on patrol for 6 days, humping through the jungle looking for a VC base camp intelligence said was in the area. Martinez was walking point, most dangerous position, first one to trip a booby trap or walk into an ambush. He tripped a claymore. Directional mine the VC had set up on the trail. 700 steel balls exploded outward, shredded him, threw what was left into the trees. We couldn't recover the body. Too dangerous. The VC had rigged the whole area. They'd wait for us to come get Martinez, then hit us. So we called it in, marked the location, moved on. 3 days later, we came back through the same area. The rain had been constant, 3 days of downpour. Then it stopped. The sun came out. The heat returned. And we smelled him before we saw him. Death in the jungle doesn't smell like death in a morgue. It's raw, faster, more organic. The heat accelerates everything. 3 days in the jungle is like 3 weeks anywhere else. We found him in the trees, bloated, black, coming apart. The rain had washed over him, and now the heat was cooking him. The smell mixed with the jungle smell, rot and vegetation and moisture and decay all together. Carter threw up. Johnson turned away. I just stood there, breathing through my mouth, staring at what used to be my squad leader. We cut Martinez down. Had to. Couldn't leave him there. Lieutenant Harris, new guy, just arrived in country, he wanted to bag the body, call in a medevac. But there wasn't enough left to bag. The heat, the rain, the jungle. It had taken him apart. We wrapped what we could in a poncho, tied it up, called in a dust-off. The whole time, that smell. Rain and rot and jungle and death. You couldn't escape it. It got in your nose, your mouth, your throat. You tasted it. Days later, you'd still taste it. That night, the rain came back, washed over us while we set up a defensive perimeter. We sat in our fighting holes, water up to our waists, rain pounding down, and I realized I couldn't separate the smells anymore. Couldn't tell what was jungle and what was death. It was all one thing now. The war became a blur after that. Patrols into the jungle, firefights in the rain, casualties we couldn't always recover. The smell was constant, always there. Rain and jungle and rot. PFC Williams stepped on a pungy stake, sharpened bamboo stick covered in shit, set in a pit by the VC. The stake went through his boot, through his foot, broke off inside. We pulled him out, called for a dust-off, got him evacuated. He lost the foot to infection. The shit on the stake guaranteed it. The jungle and the enemy worked together. The heat, the rain, the mud, the booby traps, the diseases. Everything trying to kill you. And when you died, the jungle took you back quickly. 3 days and you were part of it, part of the rot, part of the smell. August, we walked into an ambush. NVA, North Vietnamese Army regulars, not VC guerrillas. Professional soldiers who knew what they were doing. They hit us from 3 sides, pinned us down in a bamboo thicket. The firefight lasted 3 hours. Corporal Jackson took a round through the chest. Sucking chest wound, blood bubbling from his mouth. Doc tried to patch him, but there was too much damage. Jackson drowned in his own blood while we fought around him. Private First Class Rodriguez, different Rodriguez, not related to Martinez, got hit in the leg, femoral artery, bled out in 2 minutes despite the tourniquet, died staring at the canopy, rain falling on his face. We held them off, called in artillery, called in gunships. The NVA pulled back. We policed up our dead, called in medevacs for the wounded. 6 dead, 11 wounded out of 33 men. That night, it rained, washed the blood away. Washed Jackson's blood and Rodriguez's blood into the mud, into the jungle. By morning, there was no sign of the ambush except the broken bamboo and the brass casings. The jungle had absorbed it, taken the blood and the bodies and the violence and made it part of itself. I started to understand something then. The jungle wasn't hostile. It wasn't on anyone's side. It just was. It took everything. American, Vietnamese, NVA, VC. Took them all and broke them down and turned them into rot and mud and that smell. We were just temporary. The jungle was permanent. September, they pulled us back to base camp for a stand down. 3 days of rest, hot food, cold beer, showers, clean uniforms, a break from the jungle, but the smell stayed. On my skin, in my clothes, in my lungs. I'd shower and still smell it, clean uniforms and still smell it. The jungle had gotten into me, become part of me. I couldn't separate the smells anymore. Rain smelled like death. The jungle smelled like Martinez. Everything mixed together into one thing, the smell of Vietnam. October 1969. We went back into the jungle. By then, I'd been in country 9 months. 9 months of heat and rain and mud and death. 9 months of patrols and ambushes and booby traps. 9 months of watching the jungle take people and turn them into rot. I wasn't the same person who'd landed at Tan Son Nhut. That kid from Oakland who didn't want to go to Canada. He was gone. What was left was something else. Something that could function in the jungle. Something that could smell death and rain and rot and keep walking. We lost more people. Mines, snipers, ambushes, diseases. The jungle took them all. Private Kim, Korean kid from Los Angeles, died from malaria. Just got sicker and sicker until his organs shut down. Died in a hospital bed at the base camp. The jungle killed him without firing a shot. Sergeant Foster replaced Martinez as squad leader, stepped on a mine in November. Lost both legs. Medevaced out screaming. Never heard if he made it. Specialist Thompson, same last name as me, no relation, from Georgia, got bit by a bamboo viper. Dead in 2 hours. Venom shut down his nervous system. He died paralyzed but conscious, unable to move or speak, staring up at us while we tried to save him. The jungle took him too. Took all of them. I started to feel like I was part of it. Like the jungle had absorbed me the way it absorbed the dead. Like I wasn't Marcus Thompson from Oakland anymore. Just another organism in the jungle ecosystem. Breathing the air, drinking the water, eating the rations, killing and being killed, and rotting in the heat. December, we ran a patrol during the monsoon. 5 days of constant rain, never stopped. We waded through water up to our chests, everything soaked, everything rotting. Your feet rotted in your boots. Your hands rotted holding your rifle. Your soul rotted inside you. We found an NVA bunker complex, fought through it in the rain. Room to room, tunnel to tunnel, killing in the dark and the wet. I shot a man at point-blank range, saw his face before I pulled the trigger, saw it after. Young kid, maybe 18. He looked surprised, then dead. We burned the complex, poured diesel fuel down the tunnels, dropped thermite grenades. The whole thing went up in flames and black smoke. Even in the rain, it burned. The smell was different this time, not just jungle and rot. Burning diesel, burning wood, burning bodies, all mixed with the rain and the mud and the jungle smell. I breathed it in. Couldn't help it. It got in my lungs, became part of me. Like I was breathing the war. Like the war was all there was. January 1970. My Diros, date estimated return from overseas, was coming up. February 1st, I'd be done. 12 months in country. Going home, I couldn't imagine it. Couldn't imagine being anywhere but the jungle. Couldn't imagine air that didn't smell like rain and rot. The jungle had taken me. I just didn't know it yet. February 1st, 1970. I flew out of Tan Son Nhut on a Freedom Bird back to the States. The plane was full of guys going home, short-timers, guys who'd made it through their tours. Some were excited, laughing, talking about what they'd do first when they got home. Some were quiet, staring at nothing. I sat by the window and watched Vietnam disappear below us. The jungle, the rivers, the rice paddies. From up there it looked beautiful, peaceful. You couldn't see the war from altitude, couldn't see the bodies, the blood, the rot, couldn't smell it. I landed in California, Travis Air Force Base. Stepped off the plane into February air, cold, clean, no smell, just nothing. It felt wrong. The absence of smell felt like losing a sense, like going deaf or blind. I'd gotten so used to the jungle smell, rain and rot and death, that air without it felt empty. They processed us out quickly, handed us our discharge papers, gave us our pay, sent us on our way. I was a civilian again, free, done with the war. I flew to Oakland. My mother met me at the airport. She cried, hugged me, said she was so grateful I was home safe. My uncle was there too. My girlfriend wasn't. She'd married someone else 6 months earlier. Didn't tell me, just stopped writing. I didn't care, couldn't feel anything except hollow. My mother made dinner. Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans, food I'd dreamed about in the jungle. Real food, home food. It tasted like nothing, like chewing cardboard. "Don't you like it?" my mother asked. "It's good," I lied. I couldn't tell her that nothing tasted right anymore, that my taste buds were burned out by sea rations and jungle rot, that food was just fuel now, not pleasure. That night I tried to sleep in my old bedroom. Clean sheets, soft mattress, quiet house, safe. Should have been perfect, and I couldn't sleep. The quiet was too loud. No rain, no jungle sounds, no radio chatter. Just silence. And I kept smelling the jungle. Even though I was in Oakland, even though the jungle was 10,000 miles away, I smelled it. Rain and rot and death. Like it had gotten into my sinuses, my lungs, my brain. Like I'd breathed so much of it that it had become permanent. I got up, went outside. Stood in my mother's backyard in February, breathing California air. Clean air, good air. Air that smelled like nothing. Wrong air. I wanted the jungle back. Wanted the rain, the heat, the rot. Wanted the smell that meant I was alive, that meant something was happening, that meant I existed. Without it, I was nothing. Empty. A ghost. I'd left Vietnam, but Vietnam hadn't left me. It's been 5 months since I came home. It's 1970. Summer now. Oakland is having protests, anti-war demonstrations, people my age marching against Vietnam. They hold signs, chant slogans, throw rocks at police. I don't join them, can't. They're protesting the war I just left, but they don't know the war. They know politics, body counts, news footage. They don't know the smell. I got a job at my uncle's garage. Same job I had before the draft. Changing oil, fixing brakes, honest work. My uncle is patient with me, doesn't ask questions when I zone out in the middle of a job, doesn't comment when I show up late or leave early. I can't focus, can't care about the work. Cars, repairs, customers, it all feels like playing pretend, like none of it matters, like the only real thing is the jungle, and everything else is just noise. I still smell it every day, the jungle, the rain, the rot. I'll be working on a car, and suddenly I'm back there. Martinez in the trees, Jackson drowning in his blood, the burning bunker complex. The smell hits me, and I'm gone, transported back to Vietnam. Sometimes it rains here. California rain, soft and gentle. Nothing like Vietnam rain. But when it stops, when the sun comes out and the pavement starts to steam, I smell the jungle. Just for a moment. Just enough to remind me. I tried dating. Met a girl at a bar. Nice enough, pretty. She asked what I did in Vietnam. I told her I was in the infantry. She asked if I killed anyone. I said yes. She asked how many. I left. Didn't answer. How do you answer that? How do you explain that you stopped counting? That after a while the killing became mechanical, automatic, meaningless? That you shot a kid in a bunker and watched his face disappear and felt nothing? How do you tell someone about the smell? My mother asks when I'm going to get my own place, get on with my life. She doesn't understand that this isn't my life. This is just time I'm spending until I figure out where I actually belong. And I'm starting to think I belong back there, in the jungle, in the rain, in the rot. At least there, things made sense. The rules were clear. Survive, help your brothers survive, kill the enemy. Simple. Horrible, but simple. Here, everything is complicated. People worry about things that don't matter. Money, careers, relationships, politics. They don't understand that none of it means anything. That we're all just temporarily not dead, waiting for the jungle to take us. I have nightmares. Not about firefights or ambushes. About the smell. About drowning in it. About breathing the jungle until it fills my lungs and I become part of it. Rot and death and rain all mixed together. I wake up gasping, and for a moment I'm relieved to be in Oakland, to be safe, to be home. Then the relief fades, and I want to go back. Veterans groups have reached out, want me to join, to talk about my experiences, to find community with others who understand. I can't sit in a circle and talk about the war like it's something that happened to us. Like it's in the past. It's not in the past. It's right here. In my nose, my lungs, my brain. The jungle is still with me. Martinez is still rotting in the trees. Jackson is still drowning in his blood. The kid in the bunker still has his face. They're all still there, still dying, still rotting, still part of the smell. And I'm still there too. Still in the jungle, still breathing the rain and the rot. Still waiting for the rain to stop so the smell can hit me again. People think coming home means you left. They're wrong. You can leave the jungle, but the jungle doesn't leave you. It gets inside you, becomes part of you, changes you into something that can't exist anywhere else. I'm home, but I'm not here. I'm in the jungle. I'm always in the jungle. Walking through Oakland, breathing clean air, working on cars, talking to people. It's all just going through the motions. The real me is still there, still humping through the mud, still finding Martinez, still smelling the rain and the rot and the death. We never came back, not really. We left our bodies in Vietnam and brought back ghosts, ghosts that smell like the jungle after rain, ghosts that can't forget, ghosts that belong there, not here. I'm 25 years old. I survived Vietnam. I came home. But part of me is still hanging in those trees with Martinez. Part of me is still drowning with Jackson. Part of me is still breathing that smell. Rain and rot and life and death all mixed together. The jungle took me. The rain washed over me. And when it stopped, I became part of the smell. I'm home. But I'm not home. I'm there. Always there. In the jungle, after the rain, where the smell hits you like a wall and you can't tell life from death anymore. That's where I am. That's where I'll always be. The rain stops, the heat returns, the jungle exhales, and I breathe it in forever.